When there's a major incident, and if there's a serious injury or, God forbid, a fatality, that really hits an organization to the core.
For people who work in process safety, it's all about that risk that you don't know. If you take 1,000 pages of PHA or risk data, whatever the methodology or risk data type it is, if you can find one learning in that data set that's going to make a meaningful impact, that makes all of the difference in the world.
Our motivation is really, really clear, and that is to keep people safe.
That's the whole goal here. We want to prevent accidents from happening before they happen.
To ensure that workplaces are safe and operations are safe.
You know, we think we're pretty good, but often we find, and especially post-incident, that we're not nearly as good as we thought we were.
In today's environment, people, they need to work on the right things. If you have 100 people working on the wrong things, you're wasting time and energy. And that's where we help our clients focus. It's really making risk-based decisions to save lives, operate efficiently, and save a lot of money.
So our clients are doing these PHAs, these HAZOPs, and creating these giant documents that have so much good information in them, but they're in these giant documents. Not everyone knows where it is or how to interpret it, and it gets siloed a lot of times at the different facilities within a company and even companies from each other. What we're doing with the database at RiskAlive is we're making that data so much more accessible.
Across the millions of data sets that we have in our database, we've seen that the average risk discovery isn't that high. It's close to 30% tops, right? Which means that there is 70% of risk left undiscovered, and any risk that's undiscovered is potentially an accident waiting to happen.
RiskAlive is a platform and a technology that has been built over the last 25 years from risk assessment data. And what we've been able to do is to actually aggregate all that data together to find the best of the best when it comes to protecting facilities around the world.
It's a game changer for the industry. It gives you the opportunity to uncover hidden risk. RiskAlive gives you the ability to visualize all your risk, having all your risk in one place without looking for it.
We get to observe how process safety is practiced and perceived in diverse forms globally. And that means every client has something to learn from another.
When it comes to sharing knowledge and sharing safety data, everybody's in it together. And clients are actually donating data to us to help build out our repository.
We receive data from all around the world. We're able to anonymize the data, disassociate it, aggregate it so that when the clients actually see how they compare to others, they can't tell who the others are, but they can at least see what the others did to protect themselves.
When we share with them that there are several other clients who are facing the same challenges as they are, it helps them be a lot more comfortable and open up and actually share those pain points that they're seeing in their day-to-day lives and day-to-day roles.
We use visualization techniques that are well established and really, really intuitive. And it's quite easy to look at an analytics report that we produce and figure out what the key takeaways from those analytics are.
I don't have to, go through spreadsheets of information. I don't have to control find through PDF documents. It's being able to see that data in a manner that I can understand it and in a manner that I can visualize it and interact with.
Now you have the opportunity to have those shared learnings not just within the organization that you have, or just within the downstream industry of the oil and gas industry, or the upstream part of it. Now you can look at risk on a much more global basis.
Because of the millions and millions of learnings that we have in this repository, we're able to help companies identify what are their most critical safeguards, their most critical threats, and what are the impacts that could potentially put them out of business.
If we can deploy resources in just the right place to make the maximum impact on risk reduction and safety improvements, that's going to protect the people, that's going to protect the environment, that's going to protect the asset, and by extension the shareholders who've invested in that company. And it's a win for everybody.
So RiskAlive gives you the ability to be able to design things properly, safeguard things properly, and implement all those recommendations you need to implement. You know where you spend your money. The ones you don't have to spend, you don't have to spend. So RiskAlive doesn't only keep you safe, it also saves you money, because safety is good business.
If we're a highly functioning, a highly efficient organization, a high reliability, and we have a fantastic safety record, that's a sense of pride.
The process safety industry has been around for eons, ever since the Exxon Valdez disaster, and it hasn't changed. They're still doing risk assessment studies, they're still gathering 10, 20 people into a room, and they're still missing hazards. But this technology it's a game changer, and it truly is going to affect any industry that has hazardous events. And we're very excited to be part of it.
It's about bringing together a collective pool of data so that everybody can be safer together. If we can share the collective knowledge of all the risk experts around the world who operate these hazardous facilities, and the next generation doesn't have to learn the hard way, we can prevent the loss of life, and we can protect our environment, and we can protect the people that work in those plants every day.